you had an incident with Dutch, which will, you know, illuminate the fans as to some of your feelings about him. Do you want to go into that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean the situation with Dutch, I don't like him. I can't stand him. I'll piss on his grave. I'll peel his skin off and make use it for fishing bait. But
Stiff.
I just don't like the guy because the thing was is that with him is I kept my nose clean. I was always on time. I never complained, but he always had like I'm the boss. I'm the booker. I'm the guy with the pencil. Fine. This is your world, whatever. But the one thing that crossed crossed my eyes really is because he was looking for anarchy. I was upstairs in the condo, just hanging out, watching TV, watching one of the shows that was being aired, and I was recording it. So he came in. Well, before he came in, Anarchy showed up with this girl, and he's, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Whatever, whatever." And then he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go in the room, you know, with this girl. Is it cool?" I'm like, "I don't care, man. Not on my bed." So of course he was in the closet, back in the closet. So maybe 30 minutes later, Dutch comes in and he's like, he walked in the house for a second and started doing some stuff, and then he says, "Hey, have you seen Anarchy?" And I'm like, so in my head, I'm like, well, I don't want to stooge him out, because he's a young boy, and didn't want to get him in trouble. So what happened was Dutch was walking out the door and he stopped for whatever reason. Maybe he heard something. I didn't hear anything, but he just gave this like weird stop as he reached the doorknob, and he just went to the back of the room. So then when he came back, he pointed to me. It's like, "Hey, you need to get that girl out of here." So I did this look like what do you mean I got to get this girl out of here? That's not my girl. So he left. Anarchy came out like, embarrassed. The girl left with the kid because there was a kid there. She had a baby, like 6 month old or something, or maybe 8 month old. And Dutch was like, I can't remember the whole thing, but I think it's because the girl was there and the baby was there. He told me to get, I got to get rid of her. He went downstairs. Anarchy left with the girl. So then I'm like, I got to check my email. So I went to the office because Victor had three apartments. One on the second and first floor that was set up as a studio office type of thing. The third floor was where, myself, Dutch, Lobo, and Arnicky were staying. And then all the way up at the top floor, maybe the sixth floor or something like that, that was Victor's apartment. So when I went downstairs, I was checking my email. As soon as I checked my email, he walked behind me. I could see him like behind me, and he grabbed me, spun me around. He goes, "Hey, man, next time I ask you where Anarchy is, you need to tell me, because the next time you don't tell me that, you'll find yourself back in New York." And he just hit that wrong nerve at the time. And I'm like, bro, I grabbed myself. Who the fuck you talking to, man? I'm not one of these kids. Wrong motherfucker, bro. Don't think it, don't get it. I mean, I came on my face because I was already bitter about ECW folding, and I wasn't going to take shit from nobody. So that's what happened. So then as soon as that happened, as soon as I told him off, I went to Victor like, "What the fuck is this problem? Blah, blah, blah." "Well, he's the booker and, I can't really do much. He handles the locker room, whatever." So then all the promises that I had, like the free housing, he was like, "Hey, you got to move out. We're getting somebody from Canada." I think it was Abyss, at the time. We need that space. "Oh, hey, you need to get a lift to the shows. We can't ride you to the shows." So I was like, so I noticed that since I spoke up for myself, he was taking away all the promises that I was originally agreed to. He's no, that was only for just to get your feet, wet and make sure, get yourself situated. You have to get your own place, your own car. So I was like, "All right, motherfucker." So then I said, "You know what?" I was just bitter. And I'm like, "You know what? I'm taking a vacation." So I left on September 17th and I just never went back. They waited for me at the airport. And it was my fault. I should have spoke to Savio, but I was just so pissed, and every time I mentioned it, "Oh, well, it's Dutch's, he runs the locker room." All right. So I just left. I just didn't want to stay there. So I just walked away, you know?
And this was because you weren't going to stooge off a coworker. Is that the bottom line?
He wanted me to be the good little boy. "Yes, sir, boss. Anything you want, massa?" Like he wanted, like, no matter who it is, he's like, "You do what I say. I'm your boss. you need to chirp like a bird and tell me what's going on. And that's one thing I don't do. I don't stooge out the boys. So that's he didn't like how I came across to him. And I don't give a fuck. You don't disrespect me. And that's what he was doing. He was disrespecting me, especially who the fuck I was. And I'm not saying I'm Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan, but I earned my, paid my dues. And I don't know who the fuck he is. He's just a mid-card, a curtain jerker. He has a low mid-card name. I don't give a fuck who he is, So that's why he didn't like that, because I didn't break under pressure.
So it sounds like a difficult situation all the way around, based on a lack of respect, because you were, an experienced worker at that time. You'd been with a major organization on television. Did you ever, quote unquote, reconcile with Dutch, or how did the
fuck no? He could suck my dick. He could take my black cock and pull the skin back like an overripe banana and suck it.